Raja Yoga is the name given to the Patanjali Yoga. Patanjali Yoga in tradition is one of the Shat Darshanas known as yoga. But Swami Vivekananda expanded the meaning of the word yoga and included the jnana, bhakti and karma also into the framework of yoga. So he named them as Jnana Yoga, Raja Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, Karma Yoga. In Raja Yoga, we use our freedom, our willpower, our Ichha Shakti. And he says, Uddharet Atmana Atmanam, Na Atmanam Avasadayet. He said that you use that willpower, use that freedom to go in the right direction. अपने अंदर के जो महान इच्छा शक्ति है, स्वातंत्र शक्ति है, उसको उपयोग करते हुए हम ऊपर ऊपर उठना, सामान्य मानव के स्तर से ऊपर उठकर महामानव बनना, दैव मानव बनना और अंतिम लक्ष्य जो मोक्ष स्थिति है, स्वरूप स्थिति है, उसको ही पहुंचना, ये है राजयोग. Using the tremendous power we have, great freedom we have, we have to rise higher. That is the dimension that we talked about yesterday in the first verse. Na atmanam avasade, don't waste your precious life. Na atmanam avasade, don't deteriorate yourself. Consciously, every moment go on improving, improving, improving. Using the mind as our friend, using the powerful wind when we are sailing, has to be done. That is the dimension that has been talked about here. So, Atmaiva hi Atmano Bandhu. But if you don't do that, the same mind will become a big enemy and cause all the problems that we have. He says, use that power there. Second verse, Bandhuratmatmanastasyam Anatmanastu shatrutve Vartetatmaiva shatruvat. When will our mind become a friend and when will our mind become an enemy? The one that is to talk. Atmanaha Bandhu. When will it become a great friend, mitra? He says, when you start gaining mastery over the mind. You don't get lost in the mind, but you understand it is my mind, I have to befriend it, and I will not allow the mind to go here and there. So understanding that we are the basis from where the mind thoughts. So for that, what is to be done? We have to do certain things in our life. That's what is called as Yama and Niyama by Patanjali. So a set of do's and a set of don'ts. And Yama essentially is a set of don'ts, what we should not do. We should not be violent, we should not speak untruth, we should not steal, we should not be a slave to sex, and we should not be excessively possessive. Shaucha, the ahimsa, satya, asteya, brahmacharya, aparigrahaha, yamaha, as I said in Patel. And so the question comes, is yama not contrary to freedom? Is the question that comes. If you go on telling don't do this, don't do this, don't do this, don't do these things, Are you not curbing my freedom? Is a question that intelligent persons ask. Very valid question, very beautiful question. So we have to understand what is that which we call as freedom. Freedom is not mere free flow of senses towards their object. It is not simply free flow of mind the way it goes. Because the freedom is the power of discrimination to go in the right direction. If you allow the senses to go just their way, it is slavery to the senses. Similarly, if you allow your mind to go the way it wants, that is all the time haphazardness and chanchala, random mind, it's a slavery to the mind. Therefore, it is no freedom. Freedom is mastery. Mastery over them is the real freedom. We have to understand. For that, these things are needed. How to do that? Moderation brings mastery. Gradual and systematic way. Remove the excesses. Then do's. Patanjali was a great psychologist. He understood the whole psychology. If you go on telling a child, don't do this, don't do this, don't do this, don't do this thing, two types of things may happen. One is it will become a suppression in the child and will lead to a lot of problems. Or the child will become a rebel. Why should I not do that? Why should I not do that? Therefore, what is to be done? You have to tell what is to be done also to the child. You have to tell to the mind what is to be done also. क्या करना, क्या नहीं करना. सिर्फ ये नहीं करो, ये नहीं करो, ये नहीं करो बोलते रहेंगे तो मन बिगड़ जाता है, सप्रेशन हो जाता है, नहीं तो वो रेबल भी हो सकता है. इसलिए क्या करना उसको भी बताना. इसलिए पता नहीं बोल रहा है मन के ऊपर नियंत्रण पाने के लिए क्या करना. What are the things to be done? शौच, संतोष, तपस्, स्वाध्याय, ईश्वर प्रणिधानानि नियमाः. Cleanliness, satisfaction, penance, self-analysis, surrender to reality, Ishvara Pranidhana. These are the do's. Then what happens? The energy is being channelized in the right direction. You so suitably turn your sail to go in the right direction. A person is going in a supersonic jet fighter and the enemy is chasing the supersonic jet fighter, and he takes to the transition and a small button, a little pressing of a button will completely take that thing down and up like this. He can escape from the enemy. So therefore, you must work very intelligently to see that you go in the right direction. So similarly, you take the mind in the right direction. But there will be great attractions of the senses, great attraction and habituation. The mind always wants to be chanchala. It wants to rush, go here, there. So you must use that power of intelligence, use that power of will, use that freedom that we have to see that you go in the right direction. For that you have to do these things. In a day-to-day activity, cleanliness outside, cleanliness inside. Kaya, Vacha, Manasa, at all the three levels. Action level, talk level and mind level. Satisfaction, santosha, to be happy all the time is the best yoga. Tapas, you take any work until it is completed, you don't leave it. Many difficulties will come, challenges will come, distractions will come, and you get sick, all these things will come. And you overcome all that and say, I am going to reach, come what may. That's why Swami Vivekananda said, arise, awake, stop not till the goal is reached. That is called penance. Tapas is not just going in a river and standing on a single leg. No. It is to be steadfast, penance, self-analysis, introspection, to see whether there is something wrong in me. Always we blame others for the difficulties and problems we have. can we look at ourselves and see whether there is something wrong inside. That's called Swadhyaya, self-analysis. And surrender to Ishvara, Ishvara Pranidhana. Surrendering ourselves to that all-pervasive infinite reality. That is our real Swarupa. Therefore, going back home is surrender. And the whole thing has to be done in a very systematic way. Not with great force. No, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. No, do it. Systematically, slowly, regularly, little by little, little by little. And it's all working with intelligence in a subtle way. And slow and steady wins the race is very true in yoga. But some people have tremendous amount of willpower. They can do one for all. But otherwise, most people have to do it slowly and steadily. And the other dimension Patanjali talks about is Ashta Anga Yoga. Everything is an independent part to reality. Therefore, even one aspect of Yama or one aspect of Niyama can take you to the ultimate goal. And this is what the Upanishads also tell. Take any one of them, it's a path. Satyaviri Satyavacha Aditharaha Tapaiti Tapo Nityah Paurushishtihi Swadhyaya Pravajane Ye Vedinako Modgalyaha Tadhitapas Tadhitapaha. For me, the whole thing is Satya, Satya, Satya. Speaking the truth, truth, truth. You heard the story of Satya Harishchandra. How he had so many problems, difficulties, and he has to relinquish his kingdom, his wealth, and comes to the ultimate thing. He has to kill his own son and wife and all that when it comes. But he did not go away from the path of Satya. And that reached him to the highest level of moksha. And therefore, you can take any one of them and go to the deeper and deeper levels. All are passed to the same goal. Santosha, a wonder tool. Santoshat, anuttama sukalabaha, it is said. To be happy all the time, spreading the fragrance of love and bliss and happiness to everyone is a wonderful quality that we can develop. And what is the basis of Yama Niyama? It builds a congenial atmosphere for us. It is mandatory for success. For example, a science student, if he goes on studying history, geography and other things, and doesn't study science, where is he going to go? Therefore, not that history, geography, all others are wrong. No? But you have taken science, you have to channelize, you have to focus in that science, and all others should be removed. That's the set of do's and don'ts. It builds a congenial atmosphere. Then you come to the first asana way, which is most important. Yoga means most people think it is the asana, yogasanas. And the two schools that we see here in asanas. What are the two schools? Dynamic asanas and the relaxing asanas. Most of the yoga schools, विश्व में बहुत ही योगा क्लासेस चलते हैं, योगा सेंटर्स है, सब में क्या देखते हैं? ये डायनामिक आसनास. उसमें क्या होता है? अब जल्दी जल्दी आसन को करना है और डिफिकल्ट आसन को करना है और उसको जितना जल्दी करेंगे उतना अच्छा है आपका आसन. यदि पहले दिन आप एक साल में एक घंटे में यदि 30 आसन करते हैं, आगे जाकर एक घंटे में आप 40 आसन करेंगे, तभी वो प्रगति हो सकता है. ये दूसरा सिस्टम क्या है? वो रिलैक्सिंग आसनास है. In which you are going to maintain for longer and longer time. That in 1 hour, suppose you are practicing 20 asanas, you are going to reduce it to 10 asanas. Then only 2 asanas. That is how you go on increasing the duration of maintenance. And there is relaxation, there is calmness, there is maintenance of the asana, and you work with the mind, ananta samapatti. But in the dynamic system, you are going to increase the number of asanas, the speed of the asanas, and the jerk, and other things. And which is correct then? Which system is right? Which system is wrong? Patanjali and Bhagavad Gita says both are correct. They have a different purpose altogether. What is the purpose of the dynamic asanas? To shatter our tamas, laziness, lethargy, drowsiness, sleepiness, lethargy, stagnation have to be broken. Therefore, you need dynamic asanas. We call it as Shitini Kadana. Whereas when the mind is always restless, stress and faster, then you have to calm down the mind. For that, you have to relaxation pose. So, relaxing postures are the Patanjali system deals with rajas, while the dynamic system, the Hatha Yoga system, deals with tamas. Tamas has to be shattered, rajas has to be controlled. That's the whole purpose of the two schools. Therefore, we have incorporated both the things in our system. And the Yogasana classification is done by standing, sitting, prone and supine postures, relaxation postures, meditative postures and cultural postures. Another classification. All those asanas will give you relaxation. Shavasana, Makarasana and Sukhasana. All these things are relaxation postures. Meditative postures. You have Padmasana, Vajrasana, Siddhasana, Chakrasana, many other things could be things. All the remaining asanas come under the heading of cultural postures. Cultural postures are meant to culture our personality, to raise from the normal level to great human being and bring about the changes that are needed in that dimension. And the important thing is you have to go deeper and deeper when you practice the asanas. Go from sthira to chira to sukha. From first making the asana stable, then make it steady, stay in a longer time and start enjoying the bliss of that. For that, Patanjali gives the trick. What is that? Prayatna Shaitilya Ananta Samapatibhyam. That is relaxation of the effort and tuning our mind to that infinite all-pervasiveness. That is the one he gives. By doing that, we will be able to read that. Then a question comes. Yogasanas and physical exercise. What is the difference between the two? Because in the dynamic asanas, also there are jerks and speeds and others. Can we say that dynamic asanas are exercises? No. No. Exercises also have jerks and speed. There is energy expenditure. Muscular, cardiovascular, respiratory systems are involved in that one. And what about in Shitilika and Vyayama? There also it's increased. Muscular, respiratory, cardiovascular systems are there, but you are going to involve the nervous system also. Because you exercise the spine, bend the spine to the front, to the back, left and the right, and the twisting are the fundamental movements of the spine which are involved. Therefore, it triggers off an autonomic balance and also brings in the nervous system and the endocrine system into operation, whereas the exercise do not do that. And the Patanjali school, Yogasana, slow and maintenance, and here even you bring the brain into operation, the mind into operation. It brings calming of the mind, silencing, and brings mastery over the mind. And the objectives of both the dynamic school and the relaxing course is same. What is that? Chitta vritti nirodha, calming of the mind, silencing of the mind, tranquilling of the mind, and take you to the higher and higher levels of consciousness. Mastery over the mind is the key essence. Whereas in exercise it may not have. So what is an ideal yogic body? That is the example of Sri Krishna's body. Tranquility of the mind and clarity of thoughts. Balanced and harmonious growth. Highly flexible, elastic musculature. And when it is needed, it will become diamond hard. That is the mechanism that takes place. What happens when you go on doing the asana the right way? All the organs and systems in the body will work in harmony and provides deep rest to the system. And in the background of deep relaxation, the nervous system and the body gets normalized. And how will the body become? Soft and gentle like a flower while rest, and when there is need, it becomes hard like a diamond. And that is the example of Sri Krishna's thing. And Sri Krishna had that wonderful capacity. And when he goes to that war field, where he has got Chanura, the giant of a wrestler, the biggest of the giant of a wrestler who had acquired all the awards. Everybody said, young boy, Krishna, so thin, so lean, and this fellow is so gigantic, and he will crush. And everybody said, this is a very wrong thing that Kamsa is doing, the Emperor Kamsa is doing. But Kamsa in a mocking way said, hey, what is it great thing for Krishna? No, he just lifted with one finger the whole Govardhan Parvata. For him, is it a job? So everybody was silenced. Then starts the war. And the big wrestling. Chanora comes with such confidence. I am going to just catch him and then crush him to pieces in no time. Because he is such a lean figure. He is coming like this. But what are the swiftness and the speed and the beauty of Krishna? He was just going like this. When he comes, he was also going and moving faster and faster. And Chanora could not catch him. 2 minutes, 4 minutes, 5 minutes, 6 months. He was going round and round, faster and faster, Krishna, and escaping from here and there everywhere, and smiling and smiling. And Chanora is getting exhausted. 10 minutes is all perspiring and getting sweat. The very bulk and very weight of Chanora was taxing him, and he was completely getting tired. Then Krishna sees his one leg, which had a hit earlier. There was a problem, and he goes and just hits, and the whole mountain of Chanora just comes down on the floor. Then you must see the strength of Krishna. He jumps up, goes on his chest and puts a big hit on the Marvasthana of the Chanora is gone. When needed, the amount of strength that he gets is diamond hard like this. And that is an ideal body that has been portrayed here. Therefore, it's a very healthy body, and during rest, it gives you all the wonderful rest that it will have, soft and gentle like a flower. But when needed, it will become hard like a diamond. That's the goal that we need to reach when we do our asanas, continuously, regularly, go on transforming the body and the system. So we'll go to pranayama tomorrow. Let's contemplate on the thoughts. Sit straight, eyes closed. Glance through the whole body. Relax each and every part of the body. Every organ, every muscle fiber should relax. From toes to head. Relax your face, facial muscles, and a beautiful smile. Let us tune our mind to that infinite expanse, Ananta Samapatti. Imagine a vast, infinite blue sky or an ocean. Tune the mind to that infinite expanse. Pervasive silence is the state of bliss. It's a touch of the Anandamaya Kosha. Let us keep that fragrance of love and bliss with a beautiful smile on the day, throughout the day. Nice smile. And spread the fragrance of love and bliss. That is the fructification of asanas. Come to Namaskar Mudra.